Hello everyone, welcome to day 342 of a Stitch a Day 365 days crochet challenge. In today's video we are looking at how to crochet this cherry stitch on a solid base. So basically the cherry stitch is like a surface crochet, and it changes with the kind of base that you have at the back. So here I am crocheting a few rows of double crochet stitches to show how to do it on the surface. So I'll complete the row of double crochet stitches and I'll meet you back once I'm done with it. So I have a solid base here of double crochet stitches. Now let's start with the cherry stitch. For the cherry stitch I am using this particular brown color. So you can choose to have these cherries wherever you want on the pattern. Okay, so I'm going to start from this stitch right here. Okay, because I want one cherry over here and one over here, so there is enough space on this side as well. So just make a slip stitch, pull up a loop, adjust your ends accordingly, and just make one chain. So this is going to lock your new color onto the stitch. Now pull up a loop to the height that you want the cherry. If you want a smaller one, you can just make it smaller, or if you want a larger cherry, you can make it longer. Okay, I'm going to do it just about the height of one double crochet. So yarn over, go back into the same stitch, that is the chain stitch, and pull up a loop, pull it to the height again. So the more number of yarn overs you have, your cherry is going to look nice and rounded. So I made 5 yarn overs so far, so and that's 6. Okay, so once you have all the loops in place, yarn over, pull out of all the loops, holding the loop right here to get a nice puff stitch. Okay, so now you can lock the puff stitch into one of these stitches using a slip stitch. Okay, so that is our very first cherry. Now I want the next one right here, so yarn over, insert, pull up a loop. Again I am calculating the height using this cherry right here. Again yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert, pull up a loop. That's 3, so you have to do it 6 times. 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so once you have all the loops, hold the yarn over here and pull up a loop out of all the loops. Adjust this loop to the height of the cherry and lock it in. Okay, again I'm going to make a slip stitch right into the stitch I started so that they look together. Now chain 1 and you can snip out the yarn. So these are crocheted separately onto wherever you want the cherries to be. Now for the stem I'm using this light green. Okay, just insert into the same stitch, pull up a loop. You can chain any number of stitches that you want. I'm going to do 4, and make a slip stitch onto the next row wherever you want the stem to be connected. Okay, and now we are going to make the leaf. Chain 4 again, make 1 single crochet, 2 double crochets, okay, again 1 single crochet. If you want, you can leave the leaf just like this and make one more chain stitch over here and connect it here, and that's it for your cherry stitch. But the leaf that I've made here, I've made the same number of stitches on the other sides as well. So make 2 double crochets, one single crochet, and a slip stitch on top of the single crochet. Okay, so now you want to get back to this point here to create the next stem. What you do is chain 1, make a slip stitch into that chain space which is right here. Okay, so insert, pull up a loop, pull out of this loop, just make a slip stitch which is going to create a vine. Just going to create this line over here and slip stitch into your over here. Now I want to create this stem on top, so again chain 3, okay, chain 2 would do because I made it shorter. Just slip stitch onto that row, make 1 single crochet, make 1 more single crochet. Okay, so that creates the stem on top. Slip stitch into the very first chain over here on that previous chain stitches that we created. Again chain 4, now insert into this puff stitch right here and create a slip stitch. So that completes our cherry stitch. You can make how many ever cherries that you want over this surface. I hope you understood this pattern. Do try this out, and if you have any doubts you can leave it in the comment section below, and I'll meet you tomorrow with yet another interesting crochet stitch.